All right, morning, folks. It's I guess it's the end of week 6, and if I hadn't been doing all the turbo stuff, absolutely, I would be driving this truck and working all the body work stuff out and having a bunch of fun with it, and we'd be looking at that. But I guess because I decided to do this twin turbo setup, we're still not running. So, but we're close. So let me show you. I basically been trying to get myself motivated early in the morning and make up for lost time. Boy, that sun is low and bright today. Yeah, just trying to get ahead, make up for lost time. I think just trying to get all the last little pieces, getting the engine in, the turbos hung. That went pretty quick, but it's all that other support equipment to make those turbos run, like the drains and making sure all the lines don't touch or melt, and then getting the exhaust all done. So I'm going to show you what I did. Basically 3 hours at the end of each day, and maybe about an hour during, hour right after, hour and a half after we got up in the morning before work, and then just trying to bite little pieces off, just work a section here and there. So I'm going to wrap up what I did for this week during the week. It's Saturday right now, so we'll have Saturday and Sunday. So we got a good 16 hours this weekend on the build. So let me show you where we're starting off based on where we left off last week. So stand by. Okay, so we're cleaning the garage this morning. That's my new routine. Clean the garage from the night before. So still a bunch of stuff laying on the floor, so excuse the mess, but basically I'm going to start from the front to the back because we kind of been all over the truck this week. So we got the battery. I had to find a place for the battery. I was going to put 2 small batteries, and I had another battery, and I was just trying to look, and I set it down on the skid plate, and I was like, well, geez, that almost looks like it goes there. So I'm going to make a bracket and mount it to the skid plate, given that this is not a jump truck. And, well, it is a jump truck, but I won't be using it as one. And I need the space, and it's well supported. This is a huge piece of steel, and it's well behind the frame horns and the radiator core support, so we should be in good shape. And I've got everything pretty much ready to plug in, right? So I've got an adapter for that. This is the factory negative, so it'll end up right there, and I've got to run that guy over to there. I guess that runs the monitor circuit for the OEM truck, so we're keeping that piece. Yeah, but I'll just build a bracket off of that. All the belts are on. I've got both turbo drains and feeds. I'll have to clean. I think I've got to reroute this. I think I'm going to run this line on this side and get this more straight. But yeah, I'll get to that. I got my O2 sensor harness extensions in, so I've got to run. I'm going to run these down to the back to the top of the transmission. And let's see what else. I did do all the battery relocation. So there's the positive of, because the battery used to sit right here, and then the negative is down right here. So this is cleaning up nicely. The other thing I was trying to address was, and excuse the ECU's all unplugged because I've been welding exhaust. So I wanted to make sure we weren't frying anything in the time being. This will all get wrapped, obviously. But if you remember in one of the other videos, I was kind of concerned about this water line being too close. So I did mess around with this quite a bit. It turns out I looked at it 3 or 4 times trying to figure out how to make this all work, and I ended up just taking this line and reversing it. So this was on the firewall before, and the other end was up here, and when I reversed it, it all kind of worked, and laid kind of nicely with the wire loom. So, and it gave me tons of room clear of the exhaust. So yeah, I'm gonna call that done and a victory. So I'll wrap all the AC lines and all that stuff in the heat tubing that came with the Hellion kit, and we're in good shape. The line that I cracked, I've got it again, so I'm going to go ahead and try and hook that up today. Put the radiator core support on. I do have plugs. Those came in, so I'm going to use these iridiums gapped to like, I don't know, like 28 thousandths. And those came in. I worked, you saw this, I didn't mention it though, I did work the Fox shock. So the Fox shock's reservoir is going to go right here, and then on the other side we'll have to secure it. Still have to secure it, but it's basically going to go right there. Redid all the electrical one more time, so it's all nice tuck in there. It's all good. So all the fuel lines are run. I did kink one of the PTFE lines in the on the way through to the back, so I have to cut that section out and do a union. The other thing I was trying to figure out, and I'm not really sure, maybe you guys can help me out with this, maybe comments, but I'm not going to connect this line and this line. One of these will be boost reference. I think it's going to be this one. And I've got a boost manifold coming, or vacuum manifold, so that boost whatever, so that I can run all the controllers and whatnot in the truck. But basically, the way I understand this to work is that, you know, so both of these will see boost. This is the gas tank purge, so that's blocked off. I don't have to worry about any damage there. This line is the one that goes to the brake master and the booster. So this has got a check valve in it right here and right here. So I'm not really sure what these did before, but there was like a four-way check valve, and like one went here and one went I can't remember how that went. I think, yeah, one went here and the other one went to the air box, and I guess that was to provide some vacuum as well. I think I'm just going to plug both of those, and both these two check valves should protect the booster, and this line right here is the air locker. So I think, and then this also has a check valve in it. I'm noticing that this doesn't have the recall check valve. I think the recall check valve has a blue line on it or something. Well, anyway, and then there's the four-wheel drive front locker. So that should all be protected. But you know, if you hear something here in the video, especially on that part, I'm kind of out there flapping a little bit. I think that's how that works. There's not a lot of information in the OEM book. Just let me know in the comments if you think I'm on the right track on there. I think I am. Both of these two are you know, the crankcase. Those are just going to stay open. I'm not going to run any crankcase vent, and I'll get some filters on those. I did prime the engine. So the engine is primed. I've rotated it and run it through 4 times, 4 revolutions to, that was the other thing I had to do, just to make sure no pistons are touching, valves are touching, felt normal. I did put a torque wrench on it. I can't remember what it spun to, but it wasn't tremendous, which is good. I don't have spark plugs in, so it shouldn't have been a lot of work. The turbos themselves, both the hot end, cold end, are all bolted and tight, as well as the exhaust, and it still moves. It's a little tighter now that I've got, and I'll show you what, yeah, this side's a little tighter too. So it's supported, it doesn't wobble as much, and the reason why that is because I've got the exhaust pretty much all done. I put an X pipe in, and let me see if I can figure out a way to get under the truck to show you what I did, but it's still work in progress. Stand by. Alright, so this side right here is the driver's side, and here's the driver's side cutout, and then we've got the high flow green cat right here, and then these are the rear O2s. I'm going to pull those, we'll turn those off in the tune. Then this is the stock location for the crossover pipe, staying 3-inch the whole way, and then I've got a V-band clamp there that finishes this section of the installation on the driver's side. Then on the passenger side, see if we can get down there. So there's the passenger side cutout, and then again the green cat. And then let me get to the other side real quick. Stand by. And excuse the mess, because this was like yesterday right after work, and then I worked till about 7 last night before we stopped for dinner. But so we're still tidying up. But so there's the green cat coming in, and then there's this bend in the pipe, and the bend in the pipe in there is to get to an X pipe. So I'm going to run an X pipe, and I know with the twin turbo it's probably not necessary, but I wanted to see what it sounds like with an X pipe anyway. So basically at this point we're ready for mufflers. I think what I'm going to end up doing is this pipe is going to go basically towards the left side, and then since I don't have a gas tank there's plenty of room to play with. So one muffler will go on that side, one muffler will go on this side, and I'm going to get it to exit right near the bed, I think. I'm not sure if it's going to go out the side or just dump out the bottom. I want to try and keep the cabin a little quiet when we're just driving. The only other thing that I'm noticing right now is how much drive shaft reveal I have. Right here, it looks like there's a line there where it used to run and where it's running now, and I'm seeing it. You know, I keep looking at it. It looks like it's about a ½ inch out further than it needs to be. So I can bring the drive shaft or rear end forward with the Heims, but I still need to fix the ride height. So I'm going to fix the ride height first, and then I'm going to come look at this one more time. If I need to bring the rear end in a ½ inch, it's not a huge deal, but I think it needs to come in a ½ inch. So I'll work that, and then I'll have to work the pinion angle at the same time. So that is on task for tomorrow probably. Today is just cleaning up around the truck and seeing what else I can get into. So let's see what else. Oh yeah, I've got the fuel lines all run there. That's on the other side, and I've started everything on the back of the truck. You can see back there all the lines kind of hanging out. I'm going to hook all that up this morning so that I'll be done and finish up the ride height and start building spacers for the suspension. Yep. Okay, so stand by. Let me flip again. Okay, so back in front. So that's basically where we're at for today, for this week actually. Things are looking pretty good. Oh, one last thing. Hold on. I did get a little board, and I started working the body work. So this is the one line that you have to grind down, and the fiberglass is plenty thick. So I worked this down really fast, maybe 15 minutes one morning, and then just blew it off and wiped it off. So now I'm just ready to start with some 80, and you can kind of see where there's a high and a low spot, you know, right here. So I'll work that down flat. But before I do all that, I've got to come back and address this fender, and I'll mount the other one. That's probably going to happen this weekend as well. And the goal is to try to get the truck at least pushed out just a little bit so we can get, I'd like to get it outside to do a full walk around. So stand by, and we're gonna do a good 16, 20-hour pull this weekend. So should have a lot to show for it. So, and a good wrap up on Sunday. So stay tuned. Here we go. All right, folks. So I'm in the truck for the first time in about 5-6 weeks since I took the truck apart, and you're probably wondering why that is. And well, I'll get the suspense out. I'm not running it yet. Real close though, so let's check this out. Stand by. Okay, so you can see everything's off. Here's the key, and for the first time, look at that. And we have power. Look at that. Blind spot protection off. Cross track, fuel level low. So, door ajar. I've run the codes, and the only thing that doesn't seem to be working is the ambient outside air temperature. Although it says that, let's see, it's 92, so it seems like it's working there, so I'm not really sure what that's all about. So I'll track that down, this week. But yeah, all systems go so far. All the blind spot stuff is all based on all the stuff in the back's not plugged in, taillights and sensors and all that stuff. But there you go. Good times. Okay, and then the other thing I did, I have a whole bunch of stuff I did in the engine compartment, just kind of cleaning stuff up. So let me show you what I got done and what I got left to do. Stand by. Okay, and like I said, I've cleaned most of this up. The only thing I really got left to do is run the vacuum lines and boost reference. I think I'm going to end up putting, it's hard for me to reach all the way up in there, but I think I'm going to put the boost rail or reference rail like right on that metal plate that I put in. And then I got a cap, like I said in the other video, I'm going to cap those two. I've got my reservoir sitting right here. I've got to finish mounting it. Not too much else. Let's see, trying to think on the fly here. I got to pull the front end off one more time, change out the spark plugs or put them in, and then I still got to connect up the O2 sensors. So this will be good. Yeah, everything else looks like it's in good shape, guys, for first start. So hopefully next weekend we'll make some noise. Stay tuned. All right, and then other than that, we'll walk to the back, and I'll show you what we did with the fuel system controller. Got that all mounted, and I'm just missing 2 fittings to hook the fuel line up since I kinked the fuel line. But yeah, it's back here, and we'll show you that. All right, so there's the fuel pump controller getting wired in. Power from the battery, chassis ground, and to the pumps. Now I just have to get it wired to the switch source. Looking good. Alright, it's outside first time. There it is. Well, mostly outside. Looking good. This side doesn't have the quarter fender on it. I'm digging it. So that's the wrap for this weekend. Definitely got a good 20 hours in. A lot, it's a lot of small stuff We really not a lot to look at. I guess the big thing is that, you know, we got it outside like we were said we were going to. We've got power in the system. All the codes are cleared. Engine's cranked over manually, 4 revolutions, seems good. We have brakes. Parking brake works. Suspension is still loose. We still got to tighten all that down. I've got a few more bolts to tighten up, and then I did check the rear end to make sure it's in the center of the truck. It is. I got to check the thrust, panhard bars in, a few things I got to weld up yet, and I'm moving towards the back of the truck. So this week is the big thing for this week is to get the spark plugs in so we can get it started. I said that about 4 times already this weekend. I need to do that, and then we're really going to start heavy on body work and getting it ready to go drive. So hopefully I have more body parts on also this week, because you know, spark plugs will take one night, not even, right after work, probably tomorrow or something, and then we're going to start getting body work done and fitted. So stay tuned. I'll still do these wrap-up weekend videos. Hopefully that works, and thanks for all the subscribes and likes. Comments are all welcome. And again, just, you know, if you know somebody or is interested in the Factory 5, let them subscribe to this channel and see if this is something, you know, they want to get into. In the time being, just so you're all tracking, my daily has been the other Factory 5. So that's my daily, guys. So AC, heated seats, you know, nice daily driver. Anyway, they are good vehicles. So we're gonna keep going on this, and that's a wrap for this weekend. We'll see you next weekend. Stay tuned.